Well, before we begin this wonderful week of Webisodes, I want to take a moment to commemorate an anniversary. We have been together doing Webisodes for now 9 full years.
Wow.
Yes, wow. There are 621 Webisodes, all archived, that you can see, and I'm delighted to have been here for every single one of them.
Fantastic. And let's start it with a week of Webisodes with a Hunkydory Christmas.
That's right. We're going to begin with Warmest Wishes Window to the Heart. Doesn't that just sound warm and exciting?
Yeah.
So, come play with us. Warmest Wishes, as I said, Window to the Heart, is the name of the collection, and there's some unique things.
Right. We have these great little postcards and also the little book of festive poetry, but we're going to start with the luxury card
Right,
kit.
so we're going to scoot those over, and we'll start with this. This is a honkin' big set. Look at this. Technical term, folks. There it is. Lots of goodies in this. There are some unique cards,
Right.
and the instructions are right here. There's a Christmas tree aperture, which we'll show you, and
A through the keyhole card.
we'll show you.
And a lantern light card. I want to take just a second to point out that lately Hunkydory has been getting better and better at their instruction cards.
Good.
It used to be, it was a little bit harder, to maybe fewer instructions. They're very detailed instructions, really easy to follow.
Oh, good to know. Okay, so we've got those 3 unique ones. Now, we're also going to get, this kit will make at least 28 cards.
Right.
Very often it's 20, so 28 is a nice thing to mention. And there's over 200 die cuts. So
Amazing. And I think for each of those specialty cards, there's going to be 4 each that can be created.
Right, exactly. And so this is the through the keyhole
card, which in order to construct this, first of all, it's got this beautiful artwork. You just need this sheet of die cuts and then a sheet also, well, we'll get to
of
it.
the artwork.
There we go.
Right
a
there.
sheet of the artwork and the poetry, which this one happens to be upside down.
Okay.
But it's great. And these pieces have to be cut out and set inside, and we'll show you what that card looks like.
Now we're going to look at the lantern, and as you said, you can make multiple versions, different colors.
Right. 4 of the lantern cards can be created, so they will be made with just one of these sheets and a lantern base,
Which
that
is right
goes
here.
with it. It goes with it.
So these are die-cut pieces.
There's also a sheet of acetate
Right.
that goes in this set, and one of the things that we thought would be neat to use it with would be the lantern card. That's one idea.
So it's an option,
Right.
and we'll have other options. Now, there's also the Christmas tree aperture, which is quite a spectacular one,
Right.
as you will see in a
I
moment.
love the artwork on here. There's just different
Yes.
shades of green, but there's some of the really light and pale colors. We have some really bright, shiny colors like that.
And of course, everything has that hunky-dory foiled accent, which
Right.
is so pretty. Look at the
Some of them are
snowy
in
one.
gold, some are in silver. I think it's just beautiful. These
this
are
is
the
the base?
back. These
Okay.
are the card base, right? The back of the card.
So
but there's even more for those trees.
And that is going to be, and they just pop right out,
They
just
do,
like that.
very simply.
And then this is the messages.
These are the messages. There's also lots and lots of extra artwork. All of this has to be cut out and affixed to the back of your card, or the inside of your card.
Right, and then you're going to have the toppers. So these are the die-cut foil pieces that are just, I love this artwork. I just think
it's just beautiful.
It's lovely.
And there's always lots of variety in shape and size. There's always lots of tags, lots of different sentiments.
And then we get to the adorable scoreable. So you're going to get the sheets that are foiled, and there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't
Keep
count
going.
these. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh,
Look
isn't
at
that pretty? 10,
beautiful.
11, 12.
There's lots.
12. And then we have some that are printed,
That are
adorable
printed,
scoreable.
right.
So 1, 2. Are you watching this?
I am.
3, 4.
I'm not going to interrupt you.
Then we have double-sided papers. So that's unusual. That isn't
Right.
always included.
The
so-
adorable scoreable cardstock is, I think, 350 GSM.
GSM, right.
And it's like 8 1/4. It's A4 size.
Right.
So
8 1/4 by 10 and
11 and
1/4. Okay.
11 and 5/8.
It says on the site. Okay.
Something like that.
So all of these double-sided papers, And then you get some ribbon. We'll show you why.
We'll
right?
show
We're
you
gonna
why.
And then you're going to get some boxes. So
these are great.
Large box.
Right. You get 4 of the boxes that fit the lantern. You get 4 boxes that fit through the keyhole.
And then you
card
get 4 to fit the tree aperture.
So everything you need to send those specialty cards.
All of this we're going to scoot aside, and we're going to get into the
if we
project.
Can. It's so big and cumbersome, that kit.
Now, you would receive the tree in that big envelope like this, but then look what happens. Voila.
Beautiful.
Very neat. So this is why you have the 2 pieces, the one that is the die cut piece and the other piece that is, I guess it's also die cut.
That is the back, and then you've got the centerpiece, which is the paper. I'd like to show you the elements of that.
Okay.
I've got one over here. It starts out, after you pop out this whole outer frame, you can pop out this centerpiece. And this is actually going to be used anywhere else you want. So put that on a different
extra.
card. Yeah, that's extra
nice.
artwork.
Okay.
So you've got this piece, and it is scored where you need to fold it. So it's scored here in the center. So this is going to be folded mountain fold. And then it's scored on the side where those are going to be valley folded. So when it's put together, it's going to be like that.
Okay.
So that's the front of the card. The back of the card is this base. It's white on one side, and this is the actual back. It looks white to you right now, but it's not. It's printed with these tiny little blue dots. I'm going to try to turn it so you can see it. And I love this printed tag on the back where you can write to whom it's from, or if you've made it, created it. And this is also scored and ready to go. So you're going to valley fold in the center and a mountain fold on the sides. But before we put the top on, you've got this paper piece with the sentiment on it, and this is going to be cut out. You actually have to cut this one out. Then you're going to score a line down the center and fold it, and you're going to go ahead and glue it to one side. So I've actually got my little My Stick runner that I'm going to use just to do it real quickly. Normally I would use a glue to do this with the paper, and just want to kind of quickly. Right.
Okay.
Well, no, I would.
A different glue?
What did I say?
You said a glue. I just wasn't sure which one.
Yes, a glue stick, which would be fine. And then it's folded. I can just sort of match up the fold line with the score line on the center right there, and make sure that you're still seeing me. Match up the edges, match up the center, put that in place. Then I'll put a little bit more tape in my case, glue in your case, and then you just fold it over, and that should make it even. Nice. So now you've got that in place.
And I appreciate that this is paper and not adorable scoreable, because that would be a little
too bulky.
Yeah, a little thick.
So once you've got that together, then you just put tape on the other pieces.
Boy, was this exhausting.
Yeah. I would tape or glue the other pieces just on the, only on the small trees on either side. So you've got it, it looks like that from the top. And
I think I even might use Ultra Tape over here, just because that's going to be wiggly.
Yeah, I would too. Ultra Tape, it comes in 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, and it's just super, super strong, and it's got a removable backing.
Now, this one has some additional trees on it.
Right, and that comes from the one of the sheets has some additional trees on it. I believe you can go ahead and stack it on there. There is extra artwork.
So just in case the 6 trees front and back weren't enough, you can add more if you choose.
And these are foam taped. You know, another idea for these is when this is folded and ready to go, you could also put those little trees on the back of here to make that look kind of pretty too, possibly.
And there's the tag that you were talking about, that where you can sign your name, best wishes, you know, happy holidays.
Printed onto the back of the card. So that's a really unique aperture card.
It really is a dramatic one. I love it. Okay, we're going to see more drama. Now, through the keyhole, that has a really interesting tail to it. It's like this. It's actually a little box, isn't it?
It's a little box, and then you just slide the...
In fact, it has an easel on the back. I just wanted to point that out.
And also, look at that label on the back since you've got it turned over. That's also printed on there, to and from.
And not only the easel, but if we get in, thank you, John, this little part slides down so it really secures it. So that's going to sit upright nicely.
So it's a nice little display of this really nice little gift card, actually.
And this is swinging to reveal the keyhole, which has a little greeting on the inside, all done for you, I gather.
Right, so I'm going to show you how that one is put together, very simply, that one. So here I've got the base that I popped out. I popped the center out. I'm going to use that in a second, so keep that center that you popped out. On this side, I cut out that paper element and glued it on the inside. Then I put
that was the sheet that had 4 of them on it, right?
It had 4 sentiments on it. Great. So you want to make sure when you glue that on there that you've got your card upright, which is with the little hole at the top. That's going to be up on top. So make sure you do it that way.
Good to know.
And now all of these pieces, the tabs and the center part of this box, the side on the here is all scored and ready to fold. So from this side, with this side facing you, all of the folds are valley folds. So I'm going to fold them all. I'm going to fold this one up, fold this one up.
Now you've already put some Ultra Tape on there, I
did.
see. And this is the Ultra Tape as it comes in a roll. It's just super, super adhesive, and it has an orange liner. And you remove that liner, and it's super clear. So in fact, as you just rip that sucker off.
So I have Ultra Tape on the top, and here I'm going to turn it over to make sure it's the right way. On the top and on the bottom, and those are the places that I'm going to attach first. So I'm going to fold these in place and just lay them down and make them even with the top of those edges. So we're just creating the box.
I think you're talking to it, aren't you?
Just like
you're talking to us, but you're really talking to the box.
And then I've got a piece of Ultra Tape here, which when I remove that one, you know, guess what? I already forgot something, but I can still do it.
What did you forget?
I'll show you. You could do it too if you mess up the way I just did. So here's the little box. It's very cute. And there's a little hole there. And here's the piece that covers the hole. I would have done this before I put the box together, but I can still, not the ribbon, the brad. It doesn't come with the brad, so I went ahead and, that's very simple. You could also tie it on there, I suppose, but a brad is pretty simple. So here's that saved piece out of the center. Foam taped it onto this piece. Then I'm just going to put this brad right through there and through that center hole. So like I said, it would be a lot easier if the box was already open, but I think I can just reach my finger in there and sort of bend the little tongs. There you go. So, so apparently you do have to do that and completely open, and it tells you to do so.
Yeah, it calls it a split pin, though, but that's a brad, as you translate that into our English.
And that's what it would have done. And the backing is that easel that we talked about. I have this Ultra Tape on there just to show you that before you attach it to the box, you want to attach the opposing piece so that it so that you
finished.
See that gives it a finished look.
That's nice.
And then you just tape it to the back like so, and you're good to go.
And
there you go.
This must be what the smaller box is for, right?
The smaller box is the shipping box for the Through the Keyhole card.
So here's the one that I have, a little bit of ribbon, and in this case more of the die cuts were added, so just really, really sweet. So to go into the box, this is also all scored for you, and everything is going to be in valley folds again. And the valley fold is, of course, looking like a V.
Right.
And you'll just tuck the tabs in. And the only reason why I'm mentioning this is because when we've had other Hunkydory boxes, which they're all exactly the same, just had a couple of people say they would really appreciate just kind of seeing how that goes together. So this is as good a time as any.
So it's nice to remember that these little tabs have to be folded up before you fold the box
and
together.
They're going to go on the inside, so the little tabs on the inside. Then the sides actually fold all the way over.
Right, and you can tape those in place at this point.
Same thing on the other side, tabs in, and then this goes over, and then the top just folds down. So pretty nicely done. Yes.
And then afterwards, you can decorate with all those little extra artwork pieces. I like the fact that this one is zotted right on top of that brad, so that you don't have to see the brad, just to make sure that You can still move this after you've soldered it on. But
Okay.
that's through the key, looking through the keyhole.
And now we're going to go with the lantern. And
Okay.
look at this. This is where that ribbon can be used.
Right.
And this is another 3D. This is quite a nice size. And it also has the foiling on top. And it also has the message on the inside.
It does, and it starts with several different pieces. I'm going to do this in a couple of stages so you can see. First of all, I've removed these panels from the center of this piece that gets popped out from that lantern sheet. These are pieces that you can use elsewhere. They do not get used on this project, so use that to decorate another card.
And that's always nice to have extra pieces left.
I popped out the piece here that contains that sentiment in the back, so I've got that. That's going to be my base for attaching this to. You can see that it's already folded. It was already scored, and as you follow the instructions, it says you turn it over with this side facing and everything is a valley fold again. So on every score, I valley folded each one of those little lines. And it's not really going to be a dramatic, I mean, I can really fold it pretty tight, but it's not going to end up like this. It's going to end up pretty flat. It's almost like that.
It's almost an arch, isn't it?
Right. You want to make sure that the tabs at the top are also valley folded in this way, and then when you set it onto your lantern piece, that piece is going to be up at the top. So I have Ultra Tape right here, two places, here and here on the back of this. That's actually the first place that I'm going to attach this frame, the lantern frame. So while this sits on the front like so, it actually attaches on the back. So I'm going to turn this over.
Oh, those little hinges go in the back.
Right.
I was trying to figure out what you were doing.
Right.
But okay, now it's making
line them
sense.
up. Can you see this little tab down at the bottom? It's going to line up even with the bottom of that there. So that's why I'm figuring out where that little fold is going to wrap right around there.
And isn't it nice that it's a 1/4 inch that little flap folds over,
Right.
so it's a perfect dimension for the Ultra Tape.
For the Ultra Tape. You know, if you find that you miss the Ultra Tape a little bit and it sticks out a little bit, I run some baby powder or something along there so it won't be sticky.
Right.
So on the same side, here's the tab. It sort of lines up with that, and I'm just going to fold over that edge and stick it down. So there you go. Now when you go back to the front, if it's over folded, you can sort of flatten that out a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You don't want that over folded. There we go. And so now it's got that shape in the front that's like that. The next thing you want to do is cover up the top. Well, I have one that was already put together, so I guess it would have worked. I did that for you anyway. But the next part is the top. Same thing, turn it over, all valley folds, just like so. And then I put Ultra Tape along only the bottom flaps, and they're actually going to go underneath that part that I just put together.
Oh.
So I have this all ready to go. And then the top of this, oh, I've got one on the top too, I forgot.
Yeah.
That one's important in that it has to be folded all the way down.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with that, and you're going to line up that fold with the top. No, I'm not. Hold on. Think. Okay.
Gonna do the bottom first?
I'm going to reverse what
Okay.
I just said. I'm going to do the bottom first because they have to actually slip underneath these pieces.
Right.
So I'm going to slide them underneath like so.
There you go.
Come on, right underneath there.
And if you get one attached, then the others will fall in
Into
line.
place. There you go. I'm going to make it even with that point, even
There
with
you
that
go.
point on the right. There we go.
And that's a good
Then I
reason
fold
right there to
down.
use the Ultra Tape, because it
Right.
will attach.
Then I fold down the top
There you
and
go.
place that along. And now you've got
Nice.
that nice little top. Now it looks like kind of funky with that strip on there, and that's what this piece is for. It's also
Okay.
scored. I would just go ahead. You can either foam tape or tape that on there with Ultra Tape. And the last thing that you'll do for the front is to attach this. The part that is not quite as wide will sit right underneath this arched piece. I'm going to remove the Ultra Tape. I'm going to fold that down and attach it right underneath. And I'm going to center it on there, right like
So it really becomes the base.
Right. And then you fold it around. I've got more Ultra Tape And then anyway, you just fold it around and that part goes to the back. I think I put the ultra tape on the wrong part on this one. I would put the ultra tape right there. Then when you fold this around, it sticks right there.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So then it stands up.
Yeah, it does a little
Nice.
bit. And then the whole thing gets put on there.
So that just makes it more secure.
It's more secure, and it hides all of that, all of those tabs on the back. And then there is a piece that is an easel just like the other one that you can place on the back. And the
Nice.
ribbon goes at the top.
Nice.
There you go.
Now, to mail it, if you want to, there are these boxes. Now, you can also decorate these. This is going to go together exactly the same way as the one that I just demonstrated. And inside, there is our lantern just waiting for us. Yeah.
And it's kind of neat to be able to decorate the front of that box if you like with some of the cardstock and one of the great little card topper labels.
And then again, you can add more of the die cuts that are in the set as was done here. So just beautifully done. The easel
fun.
on the back.
The sentiments are nice too. They're kind of fun little poetry items. It's
Yeah, very good. Now, all those extra bits and pieces you have, because there are bunches of them, well, here's one thing you might do, and here's another way you can use that sheet of acetate.
So first this hole was cut with the circles and scallops die cuts.
Right, there we go.
Super simple to get a nice clean cut that matches some of these other card topper pieces, those beautiful die cuts, and then you just sandwich the acetate between this layer and another strip of cardstock on the back.
Right.
So there's the acetate.
Fun to see this kind of peeking in. Always there are sentiments that are available. This is one of the papers that is included.
Right.
So.
And I like the gold line, the gold fin line dazzles there hanging down with the ornaments. That's
And in
really
the front,
sweet.
and look how it matches on the front of it. So really, really sweet.
Beautiful.
Scrapbookers, we don't forget you. Here is a scrapbook page. Now again, this is using just the topper pieces, the extra foil die cut pieces.
Right. There's also an additional piece of vellum back here. I love that. It's a little torn on the bottom edge of this beautiful swirls vellum, and that's just a great backdrop for those papers and the die cuts. Very pretty.
And that comes as an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So, and it's white on the vellum, so it's a really pretty tone-on-tone look. And then this is layering the papers that are in the kit, along with, as you said, there are sentiments all through this.
Right. I love the different kinds of sentiments. What's great about this is that this whole page was done without having to do any other journaling, just using the tags and sentiments that came with the kit.
Clever way to use that border. Now, you're not going to find a 12-inch piece, but you can certainly use it and cut it apart.
Cut it in pieces, just put it here, here, and here, and make it go further.
The little bird chirping in her ear about Christmas time.
Very
so
pretty.
This is an overall view of all of these things in the Warmest Wishes luxury card kit. Now we're going to take a look at one of the other things.
Right. So here is the little book of festive poetry. It's also from the Window to the Heart collection, and it's just filled with lots of poetry. I can't remember how many you said were
I
in
think
here.
there are, let me look at the front.
Okay.
There are 144
There we go.
pages with 36 heartwarming poems. So there's going to be, I think there's
few
3
of
of each.
each, right.
Yeah. So Merry
And there
Christmas.
are lots of different designs. You're going to see them in these side-by-side ovals. You're going to see them in an overall design.
Wish upon a Christmas star.
Oh, there's just so many. It would take
Let me
forever.
just-
You really kind of have to. But you can see the different designs. They're all sorts of holiday occasions, holiday and winter occasions.
Like this.
Like this. And it's paper, not cardstock.
Right, it is paper, and they're a nice size that they're going to fit. Now this is a 5 by 6.5 card, so you can see it just fits beautifully.
Right, so that's about a 4.5 by 6 inch. I think that's about 4.5 by 6 inches.
I think you're right. So you can see that you don't have to add a whole lot. Now,
I love the petaloo flowers. This is one of the sugared teal blossoms up here.
looks like that.
They're great. We use those a lot at Christmas. The sugar on there, or whatever they use to make it look like sugar, is very
kind of
festive
frosting.
looking. Yeah.
And there are, I'm not sure that you can see it on camera, maybe if I tip it, but there are some very light blue elements in here that kind of go with, or teal elements that go with that
and
very
with the
nicely.
addition of some jewel dazzles, some red jewel dazzles, and gold border, jewel border dazzles.
Just adds a really nice look. The inside of the card wasn't finished, so I'm not going to open that up. Here is another way that you can use it. This is on the center step card,
Which is really great. So that the poetry poetry panel was cut down to this size, and then it is the pattern pieces that were used for this center step card were done with the green shine design.
Right, and if you want a close-up of that, this is what it looks like. It's sold by the sheet, and it's a tone-on-tone. Some are matte and some are shiny. That's why it's called Shine Design.
I just figured out in that, they cut this down shorter. If we back out just a little bit, they cut this piece down shorter. They cut a piece off the top and off the bottom, and those are the pieces that you see here. So that little zigzag piece on the right. And I love the buttons that we have, those buttons.
Add a little button. They come in a collection like this.
Christmassy buttons. There are reindeer and things in there.
I think these are in limited supply, but there they are. So.
And also the buttons were laced with little thin pieces of paper.
Yes, just super thin threads. And then we're going to go into our postcards. So you get the idea with the festive poetry is that these are a really quick way to either do the front of your card or the inside.
To add a quick sentiment.
Either way.
A lot of fun that
144.
way. And another quick way to do that is with these great festive postcards. And each one of these sheets will have two items on it. You'll have a sentiment and you'll have a card topper.
Right, and these measure 3 1/4 by 5 inches, and they're foiled, as you can see. So you can use them together or separately, and you're going to get 24 images and 24 of the post.
2 of each of the sentiment, and 2 of each design that you're seeing here.
Right. So should bring you a couple.
Yeah,
I think we should.
It is. It's just beautiful artwork.
So here we go.
I love that.
Just lovely. Winter Wonderland, a family Christmas, and they pop right out. Christmas happiness. Magical times.
Different colors. There are different artwork designs. Some of this is echoed in what you're seeing in the Warmest Wishes card collection.
This says, snowflakes falling all around say Christmas is nearly here. The wrapping up of gifts lets us know it's oh so near. It's just around the corner now, and soon it will appear, a magical Christmas day filled with joy and love and cheer.
So lots of wonderful sentiments in here, and like I said, this is my personal favorite. I like the birdhouse.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
Christmas treats, little Scotty dog,
a little bit of folk art,
joyful gifts. So just and you like you said, you're going to get 2 of each.
2 of each
Christmas wish.
Not just 2 on each thing, but there's one like this, and there's another one exactly like this.
And
so
actually,
2 of each sheet.
I'm glad you're showing this, and it's got the foiling. Then you can turn it into, voila. So now you can scoot off.
Okay.
Here was the front of this, turning this into an S-shaped card. So there's the front. We've added some Merry Merry Dazzles. And there's the inside greeting. So look at that.
That is a great way to showcase it. It is so great. So this was just matted a little bit. It didn't. You don't even really have to, except that is such a nice look on the Christmas Sweets paper pack. And here's some more of those sugared flowers.
There you go. There's the whole collection that you get. So that's just nice. You want another idea?
Yes.
Okay, here is one. Now we have gone into our vellum. This is a dot vellum, and we've also put it on our suede.
Our red suede. So that gives it a really rich look. So
which
all
which is now made in the USA. Just thought I'd throw that in.
That's always good.
Yeah.
So now you've just got that card topper, piece of vellum, a piece of suede, and then right onto your card.
Right.
So it's very
Little
simple to
baker's
do.
twine.
I love the jewel dazzles at the corners.
And on the inside, there is the other of the
A matching
postcard.
sentiment with just a banner
Yeah.
of suede there. That's great.
Gorgeous.
Oh, that's unique. So you just cut a little slit right here at the
Right.
fold that you can tuck the twine through and tie it onto the front of your card. I like that.
So you can do postcards and poetry that are going to make quick and easy cards.
Right.
You can also do some very unique cards like we
Trees
showed.
through the
Trees.
keyhole.
And the lanterns. So warmest wishes indeed.
And we'll see you tomorrow on day 2 of our Hunkydory Christmas week of Webisodes.
And happy birthday to us.
Okay, yeah.